Okay, so we're gonna try this whole voiceover thing again because I recorded it once and then something went wrong with my video, and I'll talk about that in a second. And so the timing was off, so now I have to re-record everything. The reason the timing was off was because usually when I do a monthly drawing video such as this one, I end up with 3 to 4 hours, 5 pushing it, of footage. This one was 13 hours, and that's after having one file of recording corrupted and also forgetting to record one other piece of this, and after editing out all of my walking away from the keyboard moments. I have 13 hours of footage, and this video is like just under 13 minutes long. It's been sped up 64 times. Why is it so long? Oh my goodness. And it's even worse because I didn't even draw every day like I meant to. Oh, I know Solstice. I drew every day for like the first 2 weeks of this month, and then, well, June of the month, and then I didn't draw but like once or twice after that. So the fact that I didn't even draw every day and it's still 13 hours is kind of... Cats, oh my goodness. Is kind of ridiculous. So, but yeah, so June was, I wanted to draw one of my characters every day to just get a visual representation of them. Because a lot of them, I have, like, why so serious? I have like 160 to 170 characters, okay? Maybe 180 if I actually take in the time to count them all up. And so a lot of them, because I am a very lazy person, do not have visual representation. So this was meant to put kind of a dent in that number. But I did end up drawing a few pieces for a few people. I actually drew 2 for this one person who's been really nice to me as of late. And that was the file that got corrupted and the file that did not end up being recorded. Although one of them I did live stream a while back, so I'll have that link down below. But yeah. And then the first piece I did this month was really badly timed, all in hindsight, because I drew this character, I drew that first piece for a friend, and without going into detail, 3 days later we got in a fight because she accused me of some stuff that I did not agree with at all. And so that was a badly timed piece of gift art. Oops. That was all long and drawn out. But anyway, so my cat is so needy. Like, he doesn't ever need me except for at the worst times. Anyway, so my plan for this video originally was to go in and talk about a few of the characters specifically. This one I redesigned as a promise to that friend during our argument, and I still kind of stuck by that promise because even though we don't talk anymore, it felt right to do. Anyway, like, I wanted to talk about her, I want to talk about the one before her, there was a few others that I wanted to talk about, but when you have 13 hours of footage and 13 minutes already, it is not ideal to slow down certain parts and talk, just rant. However, I think it would be fun to, like, have a character... Have a character speed paint where I talk about said character for the voiceover, but I don't know if that would interest you guys. And then there was one... There was one series, that's the word. Goodness, I cannot think today. It's early in the morning. I'm only halfway through my coffee. It's not working for me this morning. But this one person on YouTube has a series where people send in their OCs and then she'll draw them and talk about them. And I think that would be really cool, except for the fact that I only have 14 subscribers because I only ever post once every blue moon. So can't do that. But I tend to do that a lot. I tend to go, man, this would be a really cool series, or this would be a really cool way to interact with my following. And then I'm like, oh wait, I only have 14 subscribers on YouTube. I only have how many followers on DeviantArt, and only 2 of them ever talk to me. You know, like that kind of stuff where it's like, oh man, I can't do that, and I can't do that, and I can't do that. The worst. But yeah, I don't have much to talk about past the art. And I just kind of ran out of I just kind of ran out of talking about the art. So this piece I got mad at because it crashed on me halfway through. And so I went back, and considering I had recorded it, I pulled the footage of it and just traced over the footage, which I don't count as cheating because I did draw it and then it crashed on me. So it's just redrawing it a second time, right? Solstice, you are loud, Solstice. Solstice and his mother are very needy and very meowy. We're holding Solstice's mommy because the family who had her couldn't take care of her and the kittens because the mom had just had a brand new baby and their dog had just had like 4 or 5 puppies, and they were like, we cannot handle more cats, and so we took him in. But Solstice and his mother are very, very meowy when they want attention. They never do this. But it's the first white cat I've ever had because my mom hates white cats because she thinks they're ugly. And it's just a foster, but I still love them. Well, him more than her. She's just kind of there. She doesn't like us as much as she likes her old family. She will be going back to them eventually, but I don't have much to talk about. I am the worst about talking. Like, I'll talk, and then I suddenly have no ideas how to talk, and then I just kind of go silent. It's the worst. I guess I can talk about the glow effect I found. Anyway, while doing this, I have a lot of characters with glowing eyes, like a lot of characters. Pause on that. This one I'm thinking about turning into a painted piece because I really loved how it came out. Anyway, so I have a lot of characters with glowing eyes because I have a lot of elf characters and I really love me some elves, you guys. But the elves I draw specifically for WoW have glowing eyes, and so what I've always done is I've always just taken the color and then blurred it over their eyes. But Clip Studio has this great filter called Add Glow, and oh my gosh, it is bright as heck, but it actually, makes it look like they're glowing. And so I found that, and so I'm really excited about that, and now I use that filter almost religiously. It's kind of ridiculous. Why are you meowing so much? I'm doing a voiceover, you dum-dum. But yeah, so I found that. I started out this month trying to do a variety of face angles. Like, I tried out doing 3/4 more, and I tried doing front more, like less, and I tried doing to the side, because I tend to use front-facing characters because Clip Studio has a ruler tool, and so you can just create perfect symmetry super easy, which is easy for front faces, but it also makes me a bit complacent, I guess. It kind of puts me in a rut. But I did, as the month went on, get more into putting them in front view just by default. 1, because symmetry is so easy to do. 2, because I've been drawing front faces since I've been drawing, and so it's something I'm extremely comfortable with. And 3, it gives me the best angle for the character to put down their design without missing any details. Which is a little bit of an excuse if I'm going to be honest, but I still really like how they come out, and I guess as long as I'm happy and it's not like same face syndrome, then I should be okay. That's one thing that I've always worried about since I was, just starting out in art, was same face syndrome, and it's something I'm still paranoid about, but I don't feel like I have it, all things considered. which is good, but it's also something that I've become paranoid about because, you know, everybody and their mother is same face syndrome, be on the lookout. So it's made me paranoid. But yeah, I love drawing curly hair, but that being said, when I do the hair highlight, I'm completely lost on how to move that hair highlight around. Because what I do is I do an add glow filter on the same color as their hair, and then I'll use the fingertip blur tool thing to stripe it, and it looks like hair shine. But when you're doing curly hair, then it just looks weird because it doesn't flow with the curls, but also going in and doing every little curl as its own little push and pull of the fingertip tool would take forever and a day. So this girl I drew 3 times throughout this month. The next one, I drew her earlier and she had the goggles around her neck. There's this one, which is a different AU version of her, and then there's one at the end, which is another different AU version of her. And the reason I drew her so much was because her name's Coral, and she's been my OC since fall of 8th grade, something like that. But she's been my character for forever. And I have a few redraws planned of her, but considering how much stuff I have to get to on Patreon and how awful I am about inspiration in general, it might take me a while to get to them, but they are planned. But I gave her Wardenberg syndrome because I saw a video on it, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder what Coral would look like with that. And I really loved it, and so I kept it, and I was like, well, I might as well draw her AU versions with this redesign in mind. And so I drew 2 of those. But yeah. This one's Crow. Although in this AU, he still has his original name, which is Grizzly Heart. Grizzly Bear. He has a lot of nicknames. He's like my nicest character ever. He's like so sweet and down to earth, and he's a good cook, and he's just a giant teddy bear, but he looks super intimidating because he's 8 feet tall and like pure muscle of 400 plus pounds. Like, so everyone's scared of him, but he's a sweetie pie. But anyway, here are all the finished ones. I'm gonna put my end card, yeah, right there. I'm gonna put my Patreon and stuff in here. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I gotta go. Bye!